Hello, Wasatch fourth graders. Do you remember what we talked about last week? Okay. We talked about three generations of artists, and I showed you the picture of this person, N.C. Wyeth, and his illustrations that he did. Remember that? Okay, today I'm going to teach you about this person right here, Andrew Wyeth. He's the father. Last week was a grandfather. Okay, and and on this panel here, I wrote three words that I need you to memorize today. Okay, the first one is the name of the artist, Andrew Wyeth. It got erased a little bit here, 1917 through 2009. So he passed away about 11 years ago. I still remember reading the article about his death. Okay, of course, you were not even born by then, but hey, so he passed away recently. Okay, and other two words, American Realism and Christina's World. Christina's World is the title of the painting that I have behind me right here. Okay, can you see that? Okay, that's Christina's World. Now I'm going to teach you a little bit more about the Christina's World, okay, and the word American Realism later. But before I do that, I'm going to show you a lot of pictures from this book, the paintings of Andrew Wyeth. Okay. Now, as I show you these pictures, I want you to try to guess what are Andrew Wyeth's favorite seasons are out of 4 seasons, right? Spring, summer, fall, and winter. Okay, what are 2 of Andrew Wyeth's favorite? So you try to guess that, okay? And also pay attention to what kind of colors he likes to use often. Okay, with that in your mind, here I go. Okay, here we go. This first one is called trotted weed. They're just a pair of boots, a person walking on the weeds. Okay. And this one is just the scenery from his neighborhood. Now notice how realistic they're painted. They almost look like a photo. So you know the word realism, you know what it means, right? So you paint the things as it shows, like a photo taken by a camera. So that's what the realistic means. Now, American realism, I'm going to teach you what that means in a little bit. Okay, here's more of his paintings. Okay, it looks like these people were one of his neighbors, painted very realistically. Okay, and this one right here, this one is called the roasted chestnut. Okay, this boy always sold the roasted chestnut in his neighborhood. And here is, it looks like a similar road by the chestnut boy. Okay. And let me show you, oh, by the way, the Wyeth family had a big farm around their house, and they had lots of animals. So here are some animal pictures. Here's a big cow, okay, and then small cows through the window. Can you see them? Okay, now I want you to remember the window right here, okay, because Andrew Wyeth uses a lot of windows in his paintings. So remember that, okay? And this is the church that he went to, okay, and the girl that he knew from his church. Okay. This is just a weed flower. Okay. They lived by the sea. Okay. You can see the ocean, the behind. Can you see the yacht? Okay, and okay, let me show you the last one. Okay, here is one of his neighbor again. It looks like this old man has been to the war, and then he's got some the medals of honor. And then here is the last painting. Okay, so what is your guess? What are his two favorite seasons? Okay, the answer is fall and winter, right? Did you guess right? Okay. And what did you notice about the colors that he likes to use? Does he like to use bright colors and red and yellow and blue and orange? Not really, not really. He uses white, brownish, grayish, and blackish. He likes to use neutral colors a lot. Okay, now let's talk about this painting right here, American Realism painting. I have another smaller painting from the magazine. Okay, can you see that better? Okay, now this lady is Christina. Okay, and the house that's showing is the Christina's house. Now, what do you think she's doing? Is she like having a picnic, sunbathing? What is she trying to do? Okay. She is actually trying to get to her house right here. Okay. And so if you place you in this field, okay, and then if this was your house, oops, this was your house, would you be looking like that, like Christina? Or would you be looking kind of differently? You probably standing and walking or even running if you're in a hurry to get to your house. So why does she look like that? Any guess? Christina is disabled and she cannot walk. The bottom half of her body, her legs don't work. Okay? So that's why she looks like that. And you often find Christina looking like that, trying to get to different places. Now, back in those days, not everybody who is disabled uses wheelchair. So that's Christina's life. Now, so Andrew Wyeth wanted to just paint the real Christina in her real life. He didn't want to just pay a good-looking model and pay him or her a lot of money to, make a beautiful portraits. Andrew Wyeth was all about painting real life beauty. Okay, so the definition of American realism is to paint the subject realistically. And the subject comes from your real life, okay, in a real situation. So that is what the American realism means. Okay. And the last word right here. So you got Andrew Wyeth, American realism. Can you memorize the title, Christina's World? Okay, got that? Okay, those 3 words for memorization this week. All right. Okay, now I'm going to talk to you about what you could actually do for fun. Okay, now if you were here with me in the art room, this is the example of our project using watercolor paints and everything else that I have available for you. And now we cannot do that this year. It's too bad, but we just have to modify our project. Oh, by the way, I have other project too. Remember the window scene from the cow painting? Okay, here's another example of what you could have done with using the window scene. Okay. And I have another example right here. This is vertical. You see that? Okay, window scenery and inside. And yeah, for you this year, just look at them. You don't have to make them. But here comes an example that you could do today. Now, don't worry about the colors though, because not everybody has a set of color, you know, the watercolors and stuff like that. And, but so just look at these. Okay. Now, this is a background of that kind of picture. Okay. I'm going to teach you how you can actually do it. So pick up a pen, the blank paper, just any kind of blank paper. And first, you draw a horizon line. Okay. So you think of about half the paper. Okay. And, oh, by the way, we have to use the paper wide way, horizontally for this project. And think about half. And then cut that into about a quarter. You just imagine that in your head. And without using a ruler, don't use a ruler. We want to make it look natural. Just draw a line. Doesn't have to completely straight. Just draw a line. Okay, that's easy, right? Okay. And after you've done that, you can just draw either a tree or house. You can turn that into a haunted house if you want, or just normal house. Okay. Now, but try to draw as realistically as you can for this. Remember, this is American realism. So I don't want your tree looking like a stick with a circle, looking like a lollipop. Okay? Hey, and after you're done, you just take a pencil. Now I'm using half sheet of paper, but you just draw it right here. Okay? So this is a distance study. So this is my trick-or-treater. You draw a trick-or-treater as big as the house or tree. Okay. Now I'm trying to teach you the concept that the things that's far away, like tree or house, will look smaller than the things that are closer to you, like these trick-or-treaters. So by drawing them with about the same size, you are showing the distance in this flat surface. Okay. And if you don't want to do a trick-or-treater version, you can just do, this is my wheelbarrow and the pumpkin and the apple and the cat. You can just do that with a house or tree or both. Okay. And try to draw these drawings showing the distance. So that is my challenge this week. E-school kids, you don't need anything special from me or from the school. You just pick up any good old blank paper and then draw them. And everybody, if you have you know, coloring materials available in your house, go ahead, paint them for fun. Okay. And again, you don't have to turn this into me. Just enjoy. Okay, all right. So this is it this week. And next week, I'm going to teach you about the last artist from the Wyeth family, who is James Wyeth. All right, I'll see you next week. Goodbye.